The partial lunar eclipse in Pisces is happening on September 17th/18th, and this is the first eclipse on the Pisces Virgo axis. And this is setting the stage for what's to come in 2025 through to 2026, when the lunar nodes actually fully shift into Pisces and Libra. The North Node, the head of the dragon, is still in Aries, but it's just poking its head into Pisces for this full moon eclipse, and then it will go back into Aries until January 2025. So what we've been going through, and I have a lot of notes, so I'm going to be looking down and sharing, but with the North Node in Aries this past year, this has all been about rapid personal development and discovering our true identity and discovering our true sense of self and discovering our self-worth. And it's all been about leadership, self-leading, taking life into our own hands, lots of new beginnings, lots of firsts this past year, a lot of first times with Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. And now we're moving into Pisces, this dreamy, idealistic, watery, emotional energy. It's very, very different to North Node in Aries. But this eclipse is just a partial lunar eclipse, so it's not going to be a major upheaval, a major transition in your life. Your life isn't going to be flipped upside down with this one. That's later. This is just more of a preview, and we're going to be receiving a lot of premonitions at this time. A strong feeling that something is about to happen, but no physical evidence of it just yet. And we can feel the energy building, and Pisces is all about emotion, it's all about feeling, and that's what we're stepping into in 2025 through to 2026. Your intuition is very heightened, and your psychic insights are going to be pouring through, and you're going to be feeling the future before it happens. This is kind of this weird, eerie time of feeling something but not actually seeing it, but later on it will materialize in the physical, and you'll know why you're feeling this way right now, but you just won't get the answers yet. This eclipse is giving you the rare opportunity for you to see into your future, and with all this intuitive Pisces watery energy before it actually hits us in January 2025. So just pay attention to what's happening around you. Just sit and reflect. Take the time to sense the energy. This is all about sensing. It's all about feeling with Pisces, this water energy. And we're sensing the intangible beyond the tangible. And with Pisces, we're going beyond the veil, beyond this time-space reality, and tapping into powers that are not human. And this can throw us off a bit, so we just need to make sure that we stay grounded, because we're just about to enter a time where we are going to be ruled by our emotions with Pisces, which is good. We can be ruled by emotions like love, but we need to make sure that we're not ruled by lower frequency emotions and ego desires, things like that. So we're going to be learning a lot about emotional maturity in the next couple years, and that's what people need. So with Saturn in Pisces, that will help us with this emotional maturity. We're going to learn a lot of lessons about that, but I'll talk about that in a second. But this time is all about fate, and we just had Venus trine Jupiter, which is a beautiful benevolent energy, the two benefic planets trining in harmonious trine. This is all about fated love events, and this is all about telling Venus what you want to manifest your desires. This is really good energy to start off as we're entering into this eclipse season. And with the two benefics in harmonious trine and then this eclipse, this is all about forward momentum. And Saturn in Pisces is helping us clear some of these dreamy fantasies we have in this Pisces watery energy, and to make sure that we focus and ground the dreams we want to manifest, the dreams that we can realistically act on right now. And when we have eclipses, fate kind of steps in and redirects us and keeps us on our course, guides us onto the right course. And there's a change in destiny, but it won't throw your life into utter chaos at this time because it's just a partial lunar eclipse. This is just a teaser of the future of what we'll be venturing, and we'll be venturing a completely brand new, unknown, unfamiliar territory, moving out of Aries and into Pisces. And we're not jumping all in yet, this is just a prelude. So we can take the time now to think of when Pisces and Virgo will last, the nodes will last in those signs, and that was back in 2006, 2007. Now I was only a little kid then, but if you're older, think about what themes were coming up for you around that time. If you're older, you can even think about what was happening around 1987, 1989. If you're older, think about 1969, 1970. What was happening in those times? Because those similar themes can come back around again. And they're going to come back around obviously completely new because you're in a totally different phase of your life, but in a different stage of your evolution. But the last one was 2006, 18, 19 years ago, completely different events, but maybe similar themes. So you can think back to what was going on then. And we can also look over our past year with these nodes being in Aries and Libra, and as we're just about to move out of them, this is a time to reflect on all the lessons that we've learnt. And the success for the next year and a half is really going to be based on your ability to tune into signs and synchronicities, meaningful moments, and things that are out of the ordinary, things that are strange. You're meant to follow the feeling now that we're moving into Pisces, and this awareness will guide you through all life's challenges. We're tapping into our intuition, and we're turning struggles into opportunities for growth. This is teaching lessons of faith, which I've already talked about in another video, so I'm not going to waste time on that. But we're also going to be learning about lessons around boundaries and lessons around commitment. And now this is where I really want to dive into Saturn in Pisces, and I'm going to go in depth for this. And I'm going to say a lot in this video, so if you want to get to the stuff about divine union, that's at the end. So you can watch till the end or just skip to the end, because if you don't have time, that's fine. But this is if you really want to know the depths of what type of lessons you want to learn in this next cycle. So Saturn is in Pisces, and Saturn is very strict and very structured. It is the planet of boundaries, while Pisces is the sign of no boundaries. It's where all our boundaries start to dissolve, because it's the last sign of the zodiac. It's when we start merging all the lessons from all the other zodiac signs into one. It's just a dissolving of boundaries. There is no self, there is no other, we're all just one. That is the energy of Pisces. So Saturn is said to be in detriment when it's in Pisces. It doesn't like being in Pisces because it's the planet of limitations. But this is really, really good energy to have, and ignore anyone who's saying this is bad energy, because I think this is great. This is teaching us to hold our boundaries and not completely melt into another dimension, which is what we can do under this Pisces watery energy. And so it's good that we are going to learn to have the balance of no boundaries and oneness to, yes, having boundaries and having your sense of self, sense of worth, and standing up for yourself. So with the Pisces energy, lines are going to start being blurred, where we're not going to be really sure what's real and what's not. And we need to stay centered in what is true for you. What is your truth? What is your spiritual truth? And hold your center and what you believe to be true, which you would have learnt in this past transit with Aries. This is all about learning about your own sovereignty and finding your own sense of self and who am I and what do I desire and what are my beliefs, separate from the group, because the Libra is all about what does the group want, but Aries is all about, no, what do I want? So you've been discovering that and journeying that the past year. So this is kind of just a continuation of that lesson. And that's the beautiful thing about lunar nodes, is that the lunar nodes that we just had, the lessons that we learnt in the past year, actually connect to the ones that we're learning now. It's all connected these lessons are just leading to the next ones and the next ones and the next ones. And that's what's so beautiful about these transits. And where we've been learning this past year all about our self-worth, separate from the attachment to another person or another thing. And what we've learned in the past year, we're going to carry along with us into this next phase. This is the lessons we learn now, like the next level of the lessons we've already learned. So with Saturn in Pisces, it's all about boundaries, and we will continue to lose our boundaries in order to find them. That's kind of what this energy means. And we're going to have a lot of revelations, a lot of new paths being illuminated with it shifting signs into Pisces. We haven't been there since 2006, so this is completely new territory for the phase of life that we're in right now. And there's going to be a lot of transformation that will reshape your entire future, with Pluto now changing signs for good into Aquarius very, very soon. So this energy is also affecting this full moon. There's a lot of energies in this eclipse, even though it's a partial lunar eclipse. There's going to be profound and irreversible changes and shifts and transformations, but they're all going to be beautiful from what I can see. But with this full moon, the moon is actually sandwiched between two very clashing planetary energies, between Saturn, which is what I've been talking about, the planet of limitations, and Neptune, which is the breaker of barriers. They are pretty much complete opposites in every way. And so we're going to be stuck the moon is stuck right in the middle of these energies. So we're going to feel that this eclipse of this like push and pull of having to be realistic, but our dreams like taking over us and being like anything's possible. And we're gonna have to stay grounded through this conflicting energy, where we're gonna think there's no limitations to what's possible, but we're also gonna have limitations. So it's this contradicting energy. So we just need to keep all our options open right now, because the cosmic adjustments are being made, and we just have to sit and wait for the universe to do its thing. And talking about the lunar nodes, this is all about our soul evolution through engaging with this reality, through fate, through our karma, if you believe in that, and through our destiny. And this is just the next phase of our lessons, of our destiny on our soul's journey. And the momentum will start to build from this point, but we're not hitting a peak because it's a partial lunar eclipse energy. Things right now are just going to be shown to us. We're going to be getting messages, some events might occur, something that's happening, and it's starting to turn into something bigger, but not right now. You can just feel that it is. It's just a feeling right now. And it will become bigger later around 2025, and it will alter your reality, but not yet. And it's going to alter your reality in a way that you can't come back from. And that could be wonderful, but it could also be difficult depending on your energy, where your chart is at for this type of energy. But you just need to ask yourself, where are you being led? Are you being led in a certain direction? And if you feel that, follow it. If you feel like you're being pulled in a certain direction, I would follow it. And just trust it. And if something comes up now that feels strange and different and synchronistic, eclipses feel very important and very fated. And it's all leading us in a certain direction. It's very clear that we are being led, but it's also, we feel self-led. So it's a little bit weird with these North Node eclipses, because we feel like we are making the choice, but we also feel like we have no other choice. It's something that we have to do. Our soul is just yearning to do it. We've got to do it. And we need to just pay attention and see what comes up now to prepare for when this energy does start to ramp up later for the next eclipse, which is happening in October. We cannot control what the eclipses do, but we can prepare, and this is our time to prepare for the big upcoming eclipse. This is just the prep time. Now, the biggest lesson that I think we're going to be learning through this transit and that we're going to see signs of in this full moon eclipse is all about commitment. Now, the past year, it's been about that too, but we're moving into the next level of this lesson. So in Aries and Libra, we were having issues around unworthiness. What or who is my self-worth attached to? And we were trying to find our sense of self with Aries, but also trying to find balance in partnership with that Libra energy. And we were asking things like, how can I commit to myself, but also how can I commit to other, and find balance in that without losing my sense of self, without losing myself in another person, which is what happens when we're in the Libra energy. So we've been moving in this energy, we've already been journeying this, and now we're going into this next phase, which with the Saturn in Pisces, Saturn's all about long-term commitment in all aspects of life, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in your job, whether it's with your family, whatever it is, you are committing long term. This is all about the long haul. And if you don't commit, it won't be as fulfilling. This is what Saturn is teaching us. Saturn is actually called the great teacher, and it's not going to give you the reward unless you work for it. And deep down, you kind of know this, that nothing is fulfilling unless you do the work. And the Saturn energy is going to help us out of this old world program of instant gratification and easy convenience. Whenever you want something, you can get it right now. You know, Amazon, same day delivery, and you don't even have to wait for the next episode of your favorite TV show to come out, because you can just binge now. There is actually no such thing as a cliffhanger anymore, because we can just get everything right now. And Saturn's coming in to flip that script and remove that program from your mind. You are actually going to have to work for what you want, and that's what will make it fulfilling, and that's what will make it satisfying to you. So where it's not a bad thing that you have to dedicate yourself to one thing and work towards it, which a lot of people think it is. So we're going to be shifting our beliefs around that. For you to commit to something, you have to say yes to one thing and say no to everything else. And some people have a bit of an ick about doing that, but it's not a bad thing. You need to work towards one thing with Saturn. It's just commit to one and go for it and dedicate yourself 100%. And that's what makes it an achievement. And especially in this world of hopping from one thing to the next, and this world of consumerism, where nothing really has any value anymore because it can just easily be replaced. Saturn does not agree with that. And when you skip the inconvenience and you do what's hard, you do the hard work, it's worth it. And this Saturn in Pisces energy, which is a major influence for right now and for the rest of the next year and a half, or the next year, this is all about the masculine and feminine energies and how we're finding balance between the two. That Pisces is kind of the Pisces is the feminine and Saturn is the masculine in this case. That the feminine is the flow, she is the river, and the masculine is the river bank that holds the river in and points it in one direction. That we actually need the river bank for the river to flow in the right direction, right? So we need Saturn in Pisces right now, because Pisces just wants to just flow out everywhere, and Saturn is the riverbank that's keeping it and actually helping us direct this really powerful, dreamy Pisces energy in one direction, so we can actually manifest our wildest dreams into physical reality. That is the point of Saturn in Pisces. Is it feels like a drag because we have to work hard for it, but this is how we physically manifest things. And we need to actually ground our dreams into reality instead of just melting into fantasies all day long. We actually have to do the work to make it happen. And we also have Saturn squaring Jupiter, which we've been under this energy for a while. And Jupiter moved into Gemini back in May. And this is all about an expansion of opportunity. We're having a variety of opportunities popping up, and Saturn is coming in now to restrict and narrow the path in some way, so you can only commit to one. And it helps us turn our dreams into reality by just making sure that we focus on one thing and not do like a million things at once, which is what Jupiter in Gemini wants to do. And I feel you guys have probably felt that, like so many opportunities been flying in and you're like, oh my god, I've got to do it all right now, got to do it right now. And Saturn's going, no, just commit to one, just one at a time, and just not all at once, because we want to do everything right now. Let's just bang it out, bang bang bang, and that's just not the energy. It's just not going to work. We can't get it done all right now, and that's okay. Saturn will restrict us and bring delays to teach us patience and long-term commitment. Now, we can't just be hopping from thing to thing, and that's similar with Pisces energy. It just wants to be everywhere all at once because it is that merging. It's the last sign of the zodiac. It just merges into everything and into the oneness of it all. And we want to just flow and spread everywhere, but we actually do need the riverbank. We do need Saturn. We do need the masculine energy to direct the feminine flow in the right direction, to actually harness this powerful energy and use it to our advantage. So you can't say yes to everything. You have to say no to things. And the lesson is that we are going to receive rewards in the limits. So it's going to be hard, but it's all going to be worth it. And we have to say no to things to stay in alignment, to attract what's really in alignment with us. And we need to stay true to our values, which is what we've been learning with the North Node in Aries. So it's all like prepping us for right now. It's all prepping up for this point. And we need to state them, make them very clear to the universe what our values are, what we desire, and what are our non-negotiables. We've been learning this in this past transit of what are your non-negotiables and what have you not been speaking up about and what do you need to start speaking up about. All those types of things would have come up already. And we're not going to let things slide anymore with the Libra energy that we've been dealing with, of the accommodating good girl energy. We're getting out of that and we're standing up for ourselves. And the best thing we can do for ourselves is actually commit to something. Now, this is going to be a hard one for a lot of people because so many people have commitment issues, but you're actually doing a disservice to yourself if you don't commit. If you have all your hands in every basket and the jack of all trades, or you're saying yes to everything, you'll never actually master anything. And you'll never get to know something or someone deeply because you're not willing to commit long term. So the lesson we'll learn this next transit, and it'll start coming up now, is that you need to commit long term for it to be worthwhile, and you need to snap out of this old program of instant gratification. I want it all now. Saturn will not give it all right now, and beautiful things take time to build, and you can either sit there and have a fat tantrum about that, or you can realize that by not committing and dedicating yourself 100% to something, you won't be happy. You will never be fulfilled or satisfied. Satisfaction actually comes from the hard work. And I need to make another video about this actually, because it's really important. But Toyotas take 13 hours to build. A Rolls Royce takes up to 6 months. So Saturn is asking us right now, what type of life do you want to live? And how much work are you willing to do? Do you want to live a Toyota kind of life? Or do you want to live a Rolls Royce kind of life? And if you want it to be good, you got to work for it. If you want that Rolls Royce, you need to put in the work. You need to put in the work to build it. If you want that good life, you want that good house, you want that good job, you want that good partnership, relationship, friendship, family dynamic, whatever it is, you actually have to work to build it. It's not just going to come in for you on a silver platter. It will come from the work that you do, and that is Saturn's biggest lesson. And this might be a hard hit for us, and we might, have that reality check where we'll be falling off cloud 9. Because Neptune's still in Pisces for the rest of, till 2026 as well. So we're going to be having all these dreams, and Saturn, clashing with Neptune, going, nah, you can't have all these dreams yet. You've got to work for it. and that realistic, like, crap, I need to actually put in the work to make this happen. What a drag. And we're seeing how we want things to be, and then we're seeing how things are right now with this Saturn-Neptune clash, this Saturn-Neptune alignment. We're realizing that the dreams that we have might not be aligned with our current situation right now, and that can be very frustrating, but we need to just ground into the physical. That's what Saturn's helping us do. It's really helping us figure out what's important for us right now and just working on one thing and committing to it and then making it happen and manifesting it. And so Saturn's going to bring in delays, and it is the great teacher to make us learn a couple lessons before it actually allows us to receive the rewards. Saturn's going to make us work for it. And we're going to have this realization that some external thing isn't going to save us. And that's going to be a hard lesson when we realize that it's us, like we have to save ourselves. And Pisces in its shadow, it's kind of just throws its arms up in the air and it's like, someone save me. But Saturn's going to come in and be like, no, save yourself. And we're going to realize that it's up to us. And that's kind of this heavy energy of like we're dreaming some knight in shining armor is going to come save us, and on a collective level, whether it's like that president's going to help us, that president's going to save the world, or even aliens are going to come and fix everything and help us ascend, but they actually can't intervene too much. They're watching over us, but they can't intervene. This is up to us. And Pisces is a very fluffy energy. There's lots of fluffy promises and hopes and dreams. And we think that some person or event or magical thing will pull us out of our predicament. But we have to be realistic here with Saturn that he's going to come in and kind of be like a bummer, that no one is coming to save you, that you have to get up and stand up. And this links with what's happening with Pluto as well. Pluto is moving into Aquarius soon for good. And that is all about power to the people, and not power to some authority figure or to a president or to the government, to your partner, to a parent, to another person. This is about taking your power back. This is about you. And then all of us rising as a collective with this power to the people. And the song, actually, when I was channeling this, the Bob Marley song came up of just get up, stand up for your rights. That is what's going to be the energy. We're moving into that collectively and individually as well. And we've been learning this as well with Aries. We've been learning all about our self-worth. We've been learning about standing up for ourselves and our values. And we have to get up, stand up, and get yourself out of your predicament. If you have any problems, you're going to have to do it yourself. That is the greatest lesson Saturn can ever teach you, is that you have your own back always, and you can hold yourself. And Aries has also been teaching you this lesson as well. And like, can you see that the lessons are all kind of connected, right? Like, we've already learnt this in Aries, but it's just kind of getting to the next level, moving into Pisces, and with this Saturn energy, that you have to do the work. You actually have to do something, and you have to take responsibility for your role in creating the situation that you're in. And I'm not blaming you. Don't fall into self-blame. It's not your fault, but don't fall into self-blame, but fall into self-inquiry and compassion. That there is a reason that the things that you're going through right now happened, and things that have happened, they happened the way they did. There is a reason for that, and you attracted it into your life. There's a reason that you did that, right? So we have to learn to control the way we respond and react, and we might have to respond and react differently this time to break the cycle, as Pluto is coming out of a very big cycle, and so this is a time of breaking cycles. So what are you doing with the cards that you've been dealt? And Saturn doesn't care if they're good or bad. I don't actually care. What are you doing with the energy? Because the past transit, everyone, like a lot of people got really hard by the Aries Libra transit. There was so many heartbreaks, so many breakups, so many divorces and marriages and get-togethers and falling ins and falling outs, and a lot of separation between I'm losing my sense of self, but I don't want to lose my partner, or I don't want to lose my friendships. And there was a lot of loss and a lot of push and pull energy. And for me, this hit me hard. Like the universe full crash tackled me this past transit. Felt like I was hit by a truck. But what are you doing with that? What are you doing with the energy? If it was as dramatic as my experience, or if it wasn't that bad, it doesn't matter what you've been dealt. How are you using this energy? And what have you learned because of it? And if you really did get hit hard by this, we're gonna want someone to come in and just save us, because we're so exhausted and we just want to throw it away up to the universe. So I can't do this anymore, just take it off my hands kind of thing. But we need to find the balance of giving it up to God and taking life into our own hands with Saturn, because Saturn's putting all the responsibility on you. That it's like Saturn's holding your rewards and going, nah, I'm not giving it to you until you work for it. Like, you're going to have to take life into your own hands. You're going to have to actually do the work and step towards me to receive the rewards that I'm holding in my hand for you. You're going to actually have to do something yourself. You can't whine and cry about it, because it's not going to get you anywhere. Trust me, I tried. So we just have to learn that this is like all about finding balance right now between surrender and taking action, letting life happen and making life happen. And this is actually one of the last lessons that Libra is going to teach us before it completely moves out of the lunar node completely moves out. It's all about balance, this balance of this push and pull, this balance of surrendering and then also taking action on what you want, because the Libra is the sign of the scales. Libra is all about balance, and that's what we're still learning. And the question here is, are you giving up your power to something else that you think will do the work for you? Because nothing will come in and do the work for you. And that's kind of the hard, icky, bummer lesson of just going, oh, that sucks, I actually have to do it myself. Well, yeah, you do. And you don't have to do the work, actually. You can stay stuck, you can stay in the known and know that will not fulfill you, and you will not be happy that way. So you're actually going to be forced to move in some way. And you can sit in prison with the cell door wide open, and you can be whining and crying about how no one came to save you, that God didn't come to save you and get you out of your predicament, get you out of all the crap that you've been through the past couple of years. But you are God. You are saving yourself. You are your own savior. You want to get out of this cycle. You want to get out of this predicament. You want to get out of the old and into something new. And you want to expand and you want to evolve. Simply step out. Simply take the action yourself. You hold the key to all the locks and all the barriers that are blocking or preventing you from moving forwards towards your dreams right now. And that's hard, because it's easy to blame something or someone else outside of us. But Saturn is standing outside the prison door, holding all your rewards for you, and it will not give it to you unless you do the work and get up yourself and stand on your own 2 feet. And this is what North Node and Aries have also been teaching us, is standing up on our own 2 feet and have that sense of self, and to feel empowered enough to do that, to stand up on our own 2 feet with no fear. Or even in fear, we do it anyway. And we will not get any rewards by crying and whining and screaming about it. You just have to do it yourself, is the biggest lesson from Saturn. And that's a drag, but once you realize that, once you do it, once you do the work yourself, you realize how much of a powerhouse you are. And where do you need to come in and do the work yourself? That is the question from Saturn as well. Where are you like trying to throw the work to someone else when you can be doing it for yourself? And this is what Saturn teaches us. It's teaching us through hard, tough life lessons, to take our power back. That's literally what it's doing. We're not getting bullied here. This is just about us learning to take our power back again and again and again. Lessons around boundaries and saying no and limitations and committing to one thing, saying yes to one thing and saying no to the rest. Directing our energy and to learn what real achievement and what real fulfillment feels like. It's all about the long haul, and the hard work makes it worth it, and it makes it rewarding. And there's also a sun trining Uranus around this time as well, and this is helping facilitate positive change, and we're having to be practical to initiate change in our life. We're actually taking action. And a part of our life that's recently undergone some sort of disruption or upheaval will also have some positive shifts and changes. And you already know what that is for you, whatever that disruption or upheaval was in the past couple months or even further back. We're looking at it from a different, realistic perspective now of what can you get out of it, what lessons have you learned, and where can you pivot, and what gentle changes can you make now for you to move forward. And that processing can happen very easily now with this Saturn realistic energy. Despite all the dreamy energy as well, we can be more realistic about what lessons we've learned, decipher it all, and then we can keep moving forward. Now, the dust is starting to settle from what North Node in Aries flared up back in April, because now the nodes are slowly shifting out of these signs. And there's a lot of deep alchemizing transformation that is happening because of that. A lot of changes that are happening at a core level, especially with Pluto moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius as well. This is like core transformations. Transformation on all levels, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, energetically, all of it. And the change we're going through from within is starting to reverberate outwards into the material plane. That we start with internal changes, all the work that you've done internally is going to have a ripple effect on your outer reality. And Saturn will reward you in the physical after doing all this internal work. And I know you guys have already done that. And please don't give up and stop doing the work now, because Saturn is very close to giving you the rewards. There's just a couple more lessons, a couple more things you got to do on your own, and the rewards will be given after that. It's all about hard work, and you'll get rewarded in the physical, in the tangible, from taking tangible, practical, realistic changes in your life, making those commitments and those dedications and doing the hard work. And now this energy will be around till the equinox on the 22nd, and this is like a really potent time to go deep into learning and reflecting on these lessons that you've learned the past year with Aries and Libra. And do not use this energy lightly. Like, even though it's a partial lunar eclipse, this is really powerful, reflective time, integrating time of all the lessons that you've learnt. And use this energy, as Pluto is also moving into a new sign, use this powerful energy to transform and detox whatever it is you want to detoxify in your life right now. Use this energy, because this is all beneficial energy if you use it in the right way. And do the inner work to transform your material world. And Saturn's all about practical stuff, so it could be about money mindset, or work, or business, or career, or plans, long-term goals, what's like your long-term future looking like, and the action steps to get there. That's what Saturn's all about. And you need to do whatever it is you need to do on that internal plane for you to open yourself up to the changes and the abundance and the future that you want to create for yourself. There is so much you can do with this energy, so like really go crazy with it. But again, like I said, this is partial, so it's not big life-changing events. If nothing happens in the next 2 weeks, that's fine as well. It's just a teaser, it's just a taste. So just take note of the feelings that come up, the inklings you have. This is a time of inklings, random encounters that might be a bit strange and weird and kind of interesting and out of the ordinary. Pay attention to those, and nothing might transpire right now, nothing might materialize right now, but there'll be a synchronicity pop up maybe, and you'll go, but why though? And you won't know why, because we're kind of floating in the mysterious waters of the unknown right now, and not everything is going to be revealed to you at this time. So just take note, because it'll all come back around again, and we're just kind of in this time where we don't have all the dots connected right now. We have all the pieces, but we haven't clicked, it hasn't all clicked in for us yet, and that's okay too. It's just the node finally, North Node finally goes into Pisces in January 2025, that's when things will start to click, and that person or that event or that situation might come around again, and you'll go, oh, that makes sense why I was feeling that energy back in September. This is actually really important for my soul evolution. This person's actually meant for me. This event, this situation, this opportunity is meant for me. But it was just a feeling that you've felt now. You really are feeling the future right now. Like you're feeling the pull, but you don't actually see any evidence of it. This is all about being just very aware and tuning into your intuitive instincts, not your logic, to have it all figured out. Just follow the feeling, because we're moving into a time where we are ruled by our emotions, and stay in tune with the higher frequency emotions to manifest what we desire. Don't get stuck in the muddy waters of those lower frequency thoughts and emotions, which is the shadow of Pisces that I want to point out, is getting stuck in sadness and grief and loss, and mourning the life that you wish you had, but things didn't turn out that way. And you can get very stuck in the depths of your pain and choosing your pain over your pleasure. That's a really big thing with this Pisces energy. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that and make sure we keep choosing our pleasure and follow what feels good, follow what feels aligned, follow what feels strange, follow what feels interesting and out of the box, something that feels new, like you've never experienced it before, but you're eager to learn more. Follow that. And things that you want to learn about and want to dive into later, follow that as well. Things that are out of the ordinary are going to soon turn into something extraordinary when the nodes finally shift in January. So this is just a beautiful prelude. This is a beautiful little eclipse teaching us the lesson of tapping into our intuition and our inklings and our gut instincts beyond logic, beyond comprehension and understanding, but we feel it and we know it to be true without needing any physical evidence right now. It's a very feminine energy. We're tapping into the Lemurian, water, emotive, intuitive, feminine energy, and it's coming right on time. We really need this energy. The waters of Pisces is also healing the wounded or distorted masculine within you and on a collective level, and it's also healing the wounded or distorted feminine as well. Waters heal all. So we're healing as one, and we're merging them together. And this is why I called this video Divine Union, because this is what this energy I feel is really going to bring in for us. We're entering a time of divine union, because Pisces is actually the sign of the two fish, and it's the seeming merging, the merging of seeming opposites, that there is actually one fish swimming in one direction, there's another fish swimming in the opposite direction. It's the meeting of two opposites and merging them as one. The merging of masculine and feminine, the merging of yin and yang, the merging of fantasy and reality. Pisces absorbs it all. It absorbs every lesson from every other sign in the zodiac, all the joys, all the pains, all the hopes and the fears, and it merges it as one. We're going from polarity to singularity and oneness, collectively and individually. And she's water, like Pisces, she's a very watery feminine energy, but in the end she merges as one. And Aries has taught us to be our own person and to have our own sense of self. And we've been learning balance in our relationships with Libra. And now we're moving into Pisces, and we're going to start merging all those lessons together to come into divine union. When we become one with ourselves, we become very magnetic. We become a magnet. And the magnetism of Pisces, the magnetism of wholeness, is like no other. So once you have union with self, you will inevitably have it with other, and you will inevitably have it with the world and with everything around you. And that's the beautiful energy that we're entering into. And when I say divine union, it's not just with a partner. I'm saying divine union with yourself, with a partner, with friends, with family, with everything, with the whole world, with nature, with the planets, with everything is divine union. And that's what we're entering into now. And Saturn will teach us a couple lessons about that along the way, so we can be grounded and airy fairy. So we're merging the two. We're being grounded and realistic and taking action, and we're being airy fairy and dreaming our wildest dreams. It's being cosmic and divine and embodied. That's the goal. We're merging the 5D and the 3D. So this is a really, really exciting time, and this partial lunar eclipse is just a snippet of what's to come. It's all leading up to this, so get super keen and tap into this energy now. Start learning the lesson, thinking about the lessons that you've already learned, and think about what these lessons are going to move into. And as we move into this next phase, it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be amazing. I've had other people sharing stuff about this energy being a little bit scary or a little bit negative. I don't see that at all. I really see this as being a time of divine union, when we learn the lessons we need to learn, but we then all merge it together. And this is, the videos I've already been making about this new earth, I'm seeing that with these transits as well. So it's super exciting. And so just get super keen on it. And if you have any questions, let me know for your particular sign. I can let you know. But it's all going to affect you differently. But overall, this is going to be beautiful, beautiful energy. So just right now, just tune into the feeling of it. Tune into your emotions. Tune into your gut instincts, even if things aren't physically manifesting right now. Trust that it will soon. And I love you.